Rawls thinks under the veil of ignorance you would choose two principles of justice.
Rawls calls them the two principles of justice. People in the original position, as he calls this strange situation, would agree on the following two principles. First, everyone shall have, to the greatest degree possible, the basic liberties which Rawls enumerates. These basic liberties are the conventional political liberties: liberty to vote, liberty to speak on political matters, freedom of conscience. They also include freedom to hold personal property, to be protected in your person, not to be arrested suddenly and without due cause.
So Rawls' liberty principle says everyone shall have as much freedom as possible so long as that freedom does not harm others. That means you get the basic political and civil liberties: the right to vote, the right to free speech on political matters, the right to live your life as you choose, the right to property, the right not to be jailed without due cause.
Secondly, the second principle of justice: no inequality in society, in distribution, no difference in wealth is to be tolerated unless that difference works for the benefit of the worst off group in the society.
The difference principle says inequalities of wealth and status are justified only if they benefit the least well off in society. Rawls says you can make inequalities of wealth benefit the least well off by taxing those who have more to fund policies that benefit the least well off. Tax funded healthcare, tax funded education, welfare subsidies, and so on. All the liberal programs you hear about, any policies that would bring about, that would create equality of opportunity.
So you have two principles. The first is the principle that says there are certain liberties that must be protected. The second is the rather more egalitarian principle that says, look to the situation of the worst off group. Every change in the social structure should benefit that group. The two principles are related through what Rawls calls the principle of priority. He calls it a lexicographic ordering, and says that the first principle dominates over the second. What that means is that even if, for example, it would benefit the worst off group in the society to abridge political liberties, take away rights of free speech, even if that would benefit the worst off groups in society, you must not do it. Only when liberty has been protected to the full are you entitled to consider the economic questions raised by the second principle. When you do come to those economic considerations, you must benefit the worst off class, but you can't do that until everyone's liberties are sufficiently protected.